Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right. Shalom. I'd like to start off, of course, giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to our power, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, HAQADASH. And double honor to our apostles, our elders, a great millstone. We will teach you in some doctrine. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect. And the rest of the large multitude of men and children. May the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Your brother HAQADASH representing GMS branch here in Cleveland, Lord willing, to bring out an edifying lesson. Just some quick foundation for the foundation for stability. And I was watching. I was at work listening to a couple of lessons while I was, working. The brothers was going in, man. The few lessons that I listened to, man, elders and brothers just tapped into a different spirit right now, and it gave me inspiration for a few lessons. I had to write them down because so I won't forget them. Precepts was coming to my mind. I was like, I couldn't wait to get off work, man. You know what I'm saying? It says the water YAHAWASHI for this truth, right? But I titled this "The Foundation for Stability" because one of the things that was sparked in my mind was that I think it was Elder Ariala. Can't remember exactly how it went. Man, I should have wrote that down. What he quoted. I mean, not what he quoted, but what he said to be able to quote it. But it's all good. So the foundation for our stability, you know what I'm saying, which is when you go into it, like the times we're about to get ready to go to, it's a lot of things happening in the news right now. And what we're finding out is that we're that much closer to Jacob's trouble, at it reaching its peak, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the crash of this system is going to issue that in. The MOTB is going to issue that point in. Okay, to the point that someone can't buy or sell unless they have the regulations required. All right, to push through society, man. If they don't have the acquirements that's needed, then you're not gonna be able to do anything. You're gonna be X'd out of society. So therefore, it's gonna get bad. And just by the dollar crashing in itself, man, it's gonna get bad, man. This famine that's about to happen. All right, it's gonna cause something that came to my mind earlier. This famine that's about to happen. All right, it's gonna it's gonna reveal who you truly are. All right. When someone's backed into a corner, when they have nothing, all right, it reveals when they're faced with a tough situation, they're backed into a corner, or they have completely nothing. That usually show what a man is, man, or who he is. All right, show who he is, and sometimes it might not be what he lack. Sometimes he need to gain a lot of something to actually show who he is too. Because sometimes, we grow up in the hoods. Jake already don't have nothing. So when they get money, it reveals what type of person they is, how they act towards people and different things like that. So sometimes somebody need to gain a lot of something before it reveals who they are. So we're getting ready to go into that time. And it's important for us to have spiritual experience, you know what I'm saying? Because it says the foundation, it says for the foundation, it says the foundation for stability, which is what the Spirit gave me. So I'm going to start off in Isaiah 33:6. It says, "In wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure." Right? Because the fear of the Lord, as it says in Apocrypha, all right, in Sirach, it talks about the fear of the Lord and many other precepts in various places, all right, throughout the scriptures. They talk about the fear of the Lord being the knowledge of wisdom. It's the first step to be accepted of him. It's the knowledge of his omnipotency. It's a list of things that fearing the Lord, reverencing the Lord, that it's a lot of things that come with that. All right, that's why I said the fear of the Lord is his treasure, because the things that come with that are the goodly treasures that he promised us. All right, since the foundations of the earth. before the foundations was. He made a promise unto us, and he attached his name to it so that that promise can actually happen. Malachi 3:6. So it says the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So the things that come with that is the great reward, salvation, immortality, you know, infinite knowledge and wisdom, understanding, being joint heirs with Yahawashi, being in their presence, you know, being accepted of him again, being, you know, holy again, you know, righteous, you know, not going off again, not sinning again. Those things are a part of that treasure, having land and everything, the order back for your households. Those are the things that are coming into us, but it first starts here. And it starts with the foundation. So I read Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and the strength of salvation. So the wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. So Yahweh Shai, we got to understand that he is that foundation. Real quick, I started with that wisdom because Yahweh Shai is that wisdom. So if that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to be our stability in the times, what times? The times to come. That means it says here, 1 Corinthians 1:30, but of him are ye in Hamashiach Yahushua, who of the Most High is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption. Right? So Yahushua is made unto us these things. Okay? That's why when you go into wisdom and Solomon, it says the Lord Yahweh loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom. Right? Him that dwelleth with his son. You must have the son in you. Yahushua said, I in you and you in me. Or you and me and I in you. That's what he said, you know, in St. John. So it talks about being on that one accord. So you got to understand that, like I just read in Isaiah 33:6, it says wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of our time. So Yahweh Shai is literally going to be what we need to survive Jacob's trouble, what we need to survive. Family members might come at you. The government is going to come at brothers. Some brothers going to have to face. Brothers going to have to be in jail, and brothers going to face death, and it's going to be a lot of things happening. But that knowledge is going to, and wisdom and understanding is going to be able to would sustain us through these different endeavors that each brother is going to have to take on. So that means that, because you got to remember, Yahweh Shah went through this too. Yahweh Shah talked about it, man. He said the servant is not greater than his master. So the Lord suffered persecutions, and his crucifixion, his death was the worst of all. And we're going to have to taste of that cup too, because we agreed to drink from it. So the foundation for our stability is Yahweh Shai. He's been through the worst punishment in terms of being tortured and so forth. So he suffered the worst death that you can possibly think of, man. That's why the apostles, when they was facing death too, they found themselves unworthy to even be close to the type of death that Yahweh Shai had to suffer for for the sins of the people, man. You know what I'm saying? So us having that, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding Yahweh Shai's sacrifice and his crucifixion and what he's actually done, the importance of Yahweh Shai, man, he becomes the foundation. He's now what we have understanding of what must go on, what in order to build. All right, like the brick, all right, is what you see, the mortar is what hold the brick together. We understand now how to properly build because we have the proper foundation. You see, because it talks about damn, I lost my point. Lord willing, the spirit come back, because I was thinking of a precept. Let's go. Let me go here real quick. So yeah, we read that, man. So Isaiah 33:6, linking up 1 Corinthians 1:30. Yahweh Shai is that wisdom that that we must have in these last days in order to actually, no matter what endeavor that you might go through, you can get through it. Okay, that's why scriptures tell in Philippians, I could do what it say, I can do all things through Hamashiach who strengthened me. I believe that's the one I'm thinking of. Because that's literally, man. Yeah, Philippians 4. I had to research it. Philippians 4:13. So I was right. I just didn't quote the chapter, but Philippians 4:13, man. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Shai is that foundation that we're building building this house on. And it's not just any house. The house is the house of the Lord, man. Because it goes back to it goes back to King David, man. All right. Moses, who was Moses in the reincarnation. You see what I'm saying? So you got to remember that in order to build the Lord's house, it starts with who? Yahawashi, the foundation. But then when you go into Revelations 3, let's grab this real quick. Revelations 3 and 12, it says, I'm gonna just go straight to the point, because it says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he should go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my father, my power, and I will write upon him my new name, right? That new identity and everything that comes with it, that new covenant. You see what I'm saying? But they said in the beginning, him that overcoming will I make a pillar. So the pillar are the apostles, all right? The 12 apostles, right? The elect, the governing body. That's the pillar to the house, man. The pillar upholds every other level that comes on top of it. You see, so you got the foundation, which is Yahawashi. You got the pillars that's attached to the foundation, right? It's too thin. It's like peanut butter and jelly, like this. And the pillars it stands up. Usually, like if you go into ancient history and you go into like try to find old Roman buildings or old Greek buildings, right? Just put those, right? Because they use pillars, right? Or different, even further than that. I'm just saying that because that's what's gonna come on the internet, just so for edification's sake. So when you go into these different landmass and you see these ancient buildings, one of the first things you see that's still standing is pillars, and the pillars just don't stand by themselves. It's what the pillars was attached to. The foundation and the pillars is usually the last things that stand and weather the storm through different weather beatings and wars. Even after war, the foundation and the pillars usually are the ones that still visible to be able to identify, okay, this was this type of building and so forth. So Yahawashi is our foundation. He's weathered the storm. The scriptures is what we read. We read in him. Okay. The apostles, his men has weathered the storm. All right, to the point that the Lord saw it fit that he rewarded them with the knowledge, even in a lot of time to continue the mission. Because it was a time where we didn't have his knowledge, and then he gave the knowledge back. You see, so that mean the elect body the Yahawashi is well pleased with the body that he's chosen. You see what I'm saying? So when you go to Isaiah 32, I read Revelations 3 because those pillars are the elect. They uphold the rest of the house. The rest of the house is the house of Israel. Okay, after the elect and then a large multitude of men, women, and children, right? After the governing body, then a large multitude, you have the rest of Israel that's going to come back in the kingdom through the loins of the elect. So those are those different layers to the house. You know what I'm saying? If you will, like the first, you got the you know what I'm saying? The foundation is the first floor, but then you got the floors on top of that, then on second, third, fourth, and so forth, man. Okay, so you know how strong the foundation and the pillars have to be, and how fit the building or the frame have to be for it to go real high. That's why it had to start with Yahawashi, and then it had to come to elect, and then a large multitude. That's why that order had to be like that. You see what I'm saying? Because obviously starting with the Father, but so for the so that it had to be like that so that it can be sure that the building was stay up, man. You see buildings all the time crumbling because a little shake or earthquake or so, because it was improperly built. So we have this ministry is very important, man. We're building the house of the Most High. We're building Yahawah's house, man. Okay, starting with like I said, those men that have the mind of Yahawashi. Those are the frames tightly fit. It's the people. So that's why I read Revelations 3. So this is Isaiah 32, and then 2 it says, I'm gonna start at 1. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment, because that's what a king do. He's made to judge, man. Okay, he's made to judge, and that's what a prince is. A prince is a practicing judge. Okay, it says, and princes shall rule in judgment. Okay, and a man, and which ultimately is a judge. It says, and a man shall be as an hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest. as rivers of water in dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. So Yahawashi being that foundation, he is that foundation that to the point that men in that time when the troublous storms come, they're too gonna act as that a place to hide, okay? Because they're a part of that body. They're a part of the body that's gonna be protected, which is the house. They're a part of that house that the big bad wolf can't blow down, man. You see? So, and then a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, you see, and a cover from the tempest. So when you when you go to Matthew, because we're gonna get that, we're probably gonna close with that Matthew 7. This is Matthew 16. Matthew 16 and 13 says, when Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He said unto them, but whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, thou art Hamashiach, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua answered, right, because this is them understanding reincarnation or regeneration, as the scriptures call it, you know. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say unto thee also, unto thee, that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So the house of David is what what this is all about. All right, because when you go into Revelations, it says what? They sung the song of Moses. Moses is King David, okay? And he was the first king over Israel. Moses was, because King David is the king. So when you go into it says, and I say also unto thee that thou art Peter. That's also King David. That's why he told him he was going to give him. He said, upon this rock I will build my church. So what he gonna go against King David and what the Lord set up with? No. So because this is the same person. That's why he's saying that. He said he told Peter he gave him the keys, because it's the same person he told David. David have the keys. So they two people have, no. It's the same person. So, and upon thee I will build my church, and that's the people, the believers, the body, the elect, and the right, that the body, that's the church, okay. And Yahawashi is building that he's building that the church upon the rock, okay. Starting with the house, that's why it's called the house of David, okay. And Yahawashi being that foundation, okay. It says, and 19, it says, and I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. You see? And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven, whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Yahawashi the anointed. So yeah, man. So Yahawashi, you know, is it's beautiful, man, because I'm just showing you that the people are a part of that is the body that the Lord is building. That third temple is spiritual. It's the men. You know what I'm saying? That's why his scripture is talking about he saw the holy city coming down, New Jerusalem. We read it already, and it also it talks about it again in Revelation 21. You know what I'm saying? So that New Jerusalem is the people. You know what I'm saying? That's the body of believers. That's the city. It's a city before it's a place. What am I looking for? It's like it. That's a city before it's a place. So wherever the people are is where the place is. So when he said he saw the New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, he was talking about the men coming from the chariots. Why the indignation overpassed, man. You know? So lucky I lost my train of thought for a second, but let me go here. It's cold on here, man. All right. So this is so lucky. So like I want to make sure this is still good. This is Galatians All right, so we're good. This is Galatians 6 and 10. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good. Let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Right. So that household of faith that's coming down is going to be responsible for for the rest of the house. Okay, it makes up the house. That's what the house is made of. Those the YAHWASHI, King David, and the elect of those believers in a large multitude, right? Mainly the governing body, man. Okay. Real quick, let me grab Zephaniah. This is Zephaniah. So that's not what I want. I want Zechariah. All right, this is Zechariah 12 and 8. It says, "In that day shall Yahawah defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as God, as the angel of Yahawah before them." So again, right? So showing you that it's the people, it's the place. So it says, "And he that is feeble among them in that day shall be as David, and the house of David should be as a power." You see, so in that time, you're gonna have only the ones that are part of that foundation, that house, the house of David. All right, are going to be able to be stable in that time, man. Yeah, talk about that in Isaiah 65 and 12, or let's see, we start at 10 or 11 and on down. It says let me just grab it real quick. I won't trying to grab it, but it's all good. This is Isaiah 65. I don't want to misquote it. I'm gonna go straight to the point. Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, "Therefore thus said Yahawah, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed." Yeah, so his servants is the house of David. They're the ones like I read earlier in Revelations 3, okay, and also Isaiah 32. Okay, that those are those pillars, all right. That those are the pillars. That's attached to that foundation, which is Yahawah, which is able to hold the rest of the house up. Okay, those are the ones that's gonna eat. Those are the servants of the Lord. You see, those are the only ones. Like I started with Isaiah 33 and 6. Those are going to only be the ones that you know what I'm saying, be stable in that time. Knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of thy times. The times it's talking about is the times we're about to get ready that we're walking into right now. They talking about this month, April, July. This thing can kick off at any time, man. At any moment, man. And you got to ask yourself, bro, are you really spiritually ready? I got to ask myself that too. Because as we get closer to it's getting more like the anxiety is picking up. It's kind of like, it's kind of scary, but it's a good scary, man. So you gotta ask yourself, like, when you really meditate on what's about to happen in the anarchy that's about to happen in the streets, man. Like, will you be able to fucking, bro? Ultimately, is up to the Lord, but like, yo, it's about to get real, man. You know, But that's why we pray and we do the work so that we could be covered. Psalms 91, read that whole chapter. All right, under the shadows of the Almighty, man. This is Ephesians 2 and 19, it says, "Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of the Most High, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets." No, whoa. Let me start up real quick. Nah, I'm gonna just keep going because I'm gonna have to go up. I'm gonna have to start at 13. I'm gonna just keep going. 20. It says, "And are built upon it," because it's talking about Yahawah. You can start at 13. All right. It says, continuing on in 20, it says, "And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets." So it goes again what I'm saying, what the scripture is saying. You start at 13 for context on how Shah making that reconciliation and who was talking about he been our peace and everything. But the foundation is Yahweh Shah, and it says are built upon the foundation of the apostles and the prophets, which also make the apostles and the prophets the part kind of like the foundation, because we are like many Yahweh Shahs, like I quoted earlier. You know what I'm saying? We speak on the behalf of Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah speaks on the behalf of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? But then he say, you have seen me, you have seen the Father. So when you see the apostles and the prophets and the men that he have set up, you see Yahweh Shai. So that's why it's gonna be so detrimental for 2/3 and the rest of the nations, Yo, when you crucify and you do these things to the men, when brothers do certain things and they don't, you know what I'm saying, sincerely to the brothers, that's you doing it to Yahawashi. Yahawashi talk about that. When have we fed thee, Lord? And when have we visited thee in prison? Then the apostles asked that. When you do it unto the little one, least of them, you do it unto Yahawashi. So again, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahawashi Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, that most important piece that's responsible for the building not crumbling. Matter of fact, let me look that up. Chief cornerstone. I'm gonna type this in. Let's do this. Let's say, how important is the cornerstone? All right, just real quick. It says, in relation to architecture, a cornerstone, this is off Google, I'm just reading what I see. A cornerstone is traditionally the first stone laid for a structure, with all other stones laid in reference. A cornerstone marks the geographical location by orienting a building in a specific direction. Cold, bruh. When you go to Psalms 119, 105, it says, thy lamp is a, let me just pull it real quick. Since I got my phone, I just use this because it's quicker. This is Isaiah. I mean, not Isaiah. Isaiah's on my mind. Psalms 119 and I said 105, right? Psalms 119 and 105 says, thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. That's the Yahawashi. St. John chapter 1. He is the light. John came not, he as the light became to bear witness of the light. He's the light that lighteth men, right? Yahawashi. Jump down to 14. The word was made flesh and it dwelt among us. Yahawashi, he's written in the volume of the book. This is about Yahawashi, man. So it says like, word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Yahawashi is the one that guided us. So when you go back to what a cornerstone is, again, let me read this. Is in relation to architecture, right? That building being fit, those frames fitly fitted properly, those lively stones being the apostles and the prophets and the men, okay, linking it to those pillars that's connected to the chief cornerstone. A cornerstone is traditionally the first stone laid for a structure. So he's the first stone laid for a structure, a body, which Yahweh had to create. Yahawashi first. He was the first creation, and he created everything else. That's why everything else is of him. It says, with all other stones laid in reference. So it's supposed to let us make man in our image. It's supposed to mimic Yahawashi's structure of his ability. You know what I'm saying? That's why everything, that's why the earth moves the way it do. It's order within it, but it moves at a high frequency, because Yahawashi is a high frequency. So is his men. That's why, you know, we can't see, Lord willing, we're part of that number. We don't see as other men and so forth, man. It says, with all other stones laid in reference, a cornerstone marks the geographical location by orienting a building in a specific direction. So Yahawashi is the leading us in the right direction. He's made sure that he was the foundation so that we can head towards and always be on that proper and that correct direction, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, let's go back. This is so reading that again, Ephesians 2:19. It says, now therefore you are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints in the household of power. That's the rest of Israel being brought back into that body, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets. Yahawashi Hamashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord. Right. So that's become the third temple, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of the Most High through the Spirit, which the Spirit allowed us to make this happen. So you think the men being the third temple in that corner in that building, you think that the Lord making that the building, you think that's gonna somehow Esau gonna come back? You got some people teaching Esau gonna come back into power. Like, you think the Lord this time building it as the men, the people, the elect, being those pillars and the foundation, the body of Israel being a house. You think the Lord and him being a part of that, you think like this is this is what stands as the foundation of and it represents him as in his kingdom. You think that the Lord is going to allow something to taint that? Never again. That's why it has no choice but to be immortality. You see, because that's the final state of perfection. Now it's perfected. See what I'm saying? So when you go to real quick, let's get this Isaiah and we get one more. We close out Isaiah 28:16. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste. So that cornerstone being Yahawashi. This is a what? Is a for our foundation, a tried stone. It was tried. All right. All type of elements came at it, and it did not break. A precious cornerstone it was the start of what has to be, so that what must come, which is the kingdom of heaven. A sure foundation, not haughty, not God with God, not with sin, right? With corruption. It was a sure foundation. It was tried. He that believeth shall not make haste. So if you believe in that, it says he that believeth shall not make haste. So that's the mindset of the elect men. I don't know why this keep popping up, bro. That's the mindset of the elect men. All right, they have the same mindset of Yahawashi. You see, they had the same mindset. They think like Yahawashi. So when you so if you believe that, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna fall. You're not gonna fall. You're not gonna fall in when you're tempted. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna just push Yahawashi to the side, man. Okay, let me go back. No, I mean shit. It's like it. Not go back, but let's close out with this. With the scripture, like one of the first scriptures that came to mind, which is Matthew 7:24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. See, it says, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. Whew. Man, this is beautiful. And everyone that heareth these sayings, because what we just brought out, let me put it up here. We just brought out, what was we was in Isaiah. We was in Isaiah 28. Let me see. Let me go back real quick. All right. So that let me go. Yeah. So it says, this is so beautiful. When you go back to Matthew 7:25, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew. Because remember what we started off with. We started off with one of the things we brought out was Isaiah 32, being a hiding place from the wind. So Yahawashi, okay, is literally going to be able to be in us, and we're going to be activated in a way that the things that Yahawashi is going to allow in that time for his men is going to be as if Yahawashi is literally there, man. You know, just like angels, when angels will come to different prophets, they will bow like with great reverence. You know what I'm saying? Because the presence is so great. It's like the Father himself. It's like, you know, then the angel will say, get up, you know, I'm your brother, I'm your fellow servant, just like Revelations 19, right? Talk about that. Yeah, so this is beautiful, man. It says in 26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, so like this is going back. It says Matthew 7:26, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not should be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. So, right. So it's important that you understand that the foundation, the foundation for stability is YAHAWASHI. So he is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we must have in us. That the Y, the mark of exemption. Remember, you had to put the blood on your doorpost, right? In the first Passover, and the death angel, which is that killed all the firstborn, which was YAHAWASHI, which was crazy because YAHAWASHI is the firstborn. He's the only begotten of the Father, which he came to smite the firstborn, because that's the first. That's the start of your lineage. You know what I'm saying? That's your lineage. All right. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he get the birthright. You know what I'm saying? The first son is always usually the most important, man. You know what I'm saying? We know how the story played out, but yeah, so YAHAWASHI, you know, uh he did what he did, man. And this time the doorpost is our mind. We got to make sure that the blood of YAHAWASHI, which it did cover us as a nation, but we got to make sure that we have his blood, meaning what his sacrifice meant on our spirits, which is our mind. You know what I'm saying? Having that understanding of why he sacrificed himself and what he did it for. Lord, when he come back, he see that mark on our spirits, man. You know what I'm saying? So Lord willing, this was edifying. Remember, YAHAWASHI, the foundation for stability. I want to give all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to again Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostle. It was a great millstone who will teach you on sound doctrine, strong shalom to the hopeful elect, and the rest of the large multitude of men and children. That the Lord have mercy on these last days. It's your brother Kadash again. Hey, walk like a ball, Bible ball. Hey, we almost at that time. Great famine, great death. Stay prayed up. Make sure you make it your call on election sure, and examine yourself whether you be in the face. Until next time, walk like a ball, Bible ball. Shalom.